Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and begin. I'm excited that everyone has joined, and if you join in late and have questions, that's wonderful. If you would just put in the chat box, can everyone hear me okay? I would hate to do this whole webinar and you not be able to hear. Tim and okay was there. Can you hear? Yes, okay, good, great. Well, we're going to talk to you today about a product called EverFi. And my name is Molly Aschoff, and I'm the Distance Learning Coordinator and Media Specialist here at ESUA. And with me, I have...
I'm Jill Bates, and I'm the Assistant Administrator here, and I also work a little bit with technology and professional development.
All right, and we're going to talk to you about EverFi. We were introduced to EverFi earlier in the year, and when we had it brought into some of our schools, we thought of it as a financial literacy type of program. Well, you're going to see today that it's much more than that, and we're going to show you some of the things that are available. And it's great. It's a free product to schools. It's sponsored by corporations. And so it's a great way to supplement your curriculums. If you want to go to EverFi, it's just www.everfi.com. And we are going to show you an introductory video. And then I'm just going to show you one more slide here that we'll come back to at the end because I need to go out to my computer screen. But I have the Nebraska contact information, and I'll put this back up at the end. Jessica Femer, and she's great to work with. So I'll post that again at the end if you want to get her information. She's very helpful. Let me go out to my... Yeah, but that you had no sound. And show you what EverFi looks like. Okay, we're going to go back through, we talked about Vault. Well, you didn't hear us, but we were talking all about Vault. This is Understanding Money, and its target audience is 4th through 6th graders. All of the products on EverFi are set up in different modules that students work through. It's very much like gaming and 3D avatars and stuff that kids are used to and enjoy, but it puts it into real life situations.
Once you have created your account by logging in, and I don't know if you heard Molly talk about logging in, and we'll walk you through that when we get towards the end. You're able to go in as a teacher and preview the curriculum, and you can actually go through all the activities yourself so that you have an understanding of what your students will be doing before they get into the system.
All right, the EverFi that we were first introduced to is the financial literacy for your high school students. This covers several topics, but it prepares kids. Now, the one thing that EverFi really wants teachers to realize is this isn't a standalone curriculum. This is to supplement your curriculum or to use in areas that maybe you don't have rich materials for. So
it's 4 o'clock.
It's great where you have to add the economic standards and social studies. This really helps target those areas.
Also, each one of these modules includes some supplemental in-class lesson guides that you can use with your students if they're not able to get on the computer that day or whatever. I looked at this EverFi, and one of the modules is called Financing Higher Education. This is one where students learn about financial aid and student loans, and it even gives some information about how to apply for the FAFSA. As students move through these 9 modules, which takes approximately 6 hours, at the very end there's an interactive game that's called EverFi Life, and this pulls everything together, and students are asked to apply the financial knowledge and skills that they learned through those 9 modules to financial decisions that relate to saving money, to taxes, applying for financial aid, and making some lifestyle choices. They have to plan a budget based on their needs, wants, and financial goals. And then they also analyze some potential pitfalls in a planned budget and manage both expected and unexpected expenses. So EverFi has the 9 modules and then pulls it all together in that simulation.
Right, and under this financial education, there's another one called Transit, and this one was originally designed for undergraduate students, but I think it would be something really great for seniors or those college-bound students. And it talks about loan management, your credit score, credit cards, all those things that are a lot of times very new to students going off into college. Also, there's EverFi at Work, and this is for adult learners. So it's not just for kids. It's a great tool. We're going to move on to the STEM education, and under it we have Ignition, which is digital literacy or digital citizenships for 6th through 8th grades, and it really talks about the responsibility that students have in this digital age.
Some of the topics covered include digital footprint, which was a huge topic that we discussed at our digital citizenship symposium that we just held recently. Cyberbullying, texting practices, etc.
And I really like how they touch on the careers in technology. Those are ever changing, but I think that's something that a lot of kids are interested in.
And you can see that the time involved for this one, for your target audience of 6th through 8th graders, is 4 hours, and that does include a simulation.
Right. And rolling across the bottom here, it keeps talking about your students can earn badges. You're going to see more and more about earning badges, and basically it's kind of a certification so that you can show off your skills. So maybe future, when you go in for employment, you can show that you've earned badges in these different areas that make you more employable. And the radius is the for 8th through 10th graders is their target market, but it is the math and coding. And so I don't know if any of you participated in the Day of Coding put out by Apple, but it really talks about writing code and the different math skills involved in that.
And this program uses online gaming and simulations that teach those critical technology and coding skills, and it's trying to ignite students' interest in STEM. In fact, some of the information put out by EverFi says that 15 of 20 of the fastest growing occupations require math or science preparation, and of the 3.8 million ninth graders in the country now, only 6% will end up choosing a STEM degree in college if we remain on the path that we're currently on. So we really do need to ignite that interest in those STEM careers.
Under the civic engagement, the 306 is to do with African American history for high school students. Anything you want to say about that one?
I'm just wondering, do any of you know where 306 comes from?
You can't see the questions here.
Anybody know? There is a collection of Harlem artists that have a group, they call themselves Group 306, but it also comes from Dr. Martin Luther King's preferred room, which was number 306 at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, and that's where he was assassinated in 1968. So even the name of this EverFi program has significance. And this one is brand new. It was just released this month, January 2014, in celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And it also coincides real nicely with African American History Month, which is February. So if you're a social studies teacher, if you are one, that's wonderful. If you can share this information with your social studies teachers so they are aware of this resource, that would be great too.
Mhm. Under civics engagement is the common, and this is EverFi's new civic learning, and it's very, I think of it as becoming a citizen, taking that citizenship test. It has a lot of those same skills that you would have to learn about if you were becoming a citizen of the United States. Once again, your target audience is high school. It shows here the topics covered.
And what students experience in this program is that they create a digital town square, and students are given opportunities to develop and utilize some critical civic skills. There's some real life engagement through research activities. They're asked to write to elected officials. They develop a project plan and do a lot of discussing and debating with their peers and more. It also includes some award-winning games within the content. So this is something that is a real high impact, and it's very personalized for the students.
And of course, this is aligned to Common Core standards, but it meets several of the new social studies civic standards as well. Moving on to the health and wellness, and I know we're running out of time because we had technical difficulties, but there's an alcohol EDU for high school students. There's also one for college age students, and that's the second one. But it targets different topics that, well, basically alcohol use, but they do a lot of it through science, through experiments, and knowing the harm that it can do to a person's body.
I don't know too much about this one, but I'm looking at the information that was scrolling on the bottom, and I saw that there's an interactive human body. So there it was.
Yep.
Interactive body. So there's a lot of interactive lessons there that incorporate, again, that gaming kind of procedure.
And under this, there's one more called Haven, and just show you this quick, but it is for men and women, basically to prevent sexual assaults, or just to make them more knowledgeable about situations that are, I don't know, typically more, to stay out of situations that could be potentially dangerous. Based for college students, but knowing that your students are going to college, this might be something too that they could go through.
EverFi is coming up with a new program also this winter, so you'll want to watch this website. It's going to be called Venture, and this is one that is on entrepreneurship. And they said that of our kids who are millennials, 54% of them say they either want to start a business or they've already done so. So this talks about the skills and the decision making that's involved in being an entrepreneur.
All right, well, quick show you about the login. Jill and I have already created logins, and so I will just quickly log in here to show you what it looks like. All right, I have one class started, and what you do when you get students is you get a code that they then get to go to. And from here, I can view my reports, or I can add students. I only have one student. Here I created it for Jill.
And I haven't accomplished much, have I?
She doesn't have any of these done. But you can view what they've done, where they're at. They don't have to do the modulars in order. I just add to them. I give them the code, and then they can have access. So when I go back here to my dashboard, maybe I want to add the ignition one in a class. I just add a curriculum, they send me another code, and I start another class.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's as simple as that. It was very, very teacher friendly, and also student friendly. I can see how I can create my classes and manage them.
If you go to all curriculums there, this is what I had mentioned earlier. Since she has already added that curriculum under her login, if she clicks on view curriculum, that's where she can go in and actually view all the activities too.
That the students are expected to do.
You're not able to view the activities until you have added that curriculum under your login.
All right, we're going to go back because we are about out of time, and I will take questions. Stop sharing that and hide it and get back to my original one with Jennifer's contact information. And you can contact her this way, or you can just from that site create a login, and then she will be the one that contacts you. And so any questions that Jill and I could answer, we're happy to do that also. Under Ignition. Ignition is the digital literacy and citizenship for grades 6 through 8. So in order to collect your E-rate dollars that your school applies for, you have to teach digital citizenship to all students. And this could be one way that you cover that because your students basically work through it on their own. I have had teachers ask, and Jennifer said, absolutely, you could go through it as a whole class. You could project it on your smart board or something and go through the lesson as a class also.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
And it's a great time too. I've heard teachers say that they will use this when they have to have a sub because kids can work through it on their own. They, just tell them which modulars to go through, especially if you're a one-to-one school. This is a great opportunity for that, to use it that way also. Other questions? Had anyone heard of EverFi before? Okay, great. Like I said, it is a great free resource. On the page, you can see some of the sponsors. It was brought to us, I first learned about it through the Nebraska Department of Ed social studies contact person, Harris Payne, put me in contact with Jennifer, and she is willing to come out too if you have questions. She came out and presented here at ESU 8 to some teachers, and that's where we learn more about it. It's very user-friendly to get started. It's web-based, so you just have to create your classes, get your login, create a class, and let your students start going. Any other questions that we can answer? And we really do apologize for the technical difficulties at the beginning. Yes, Tim. Thank you. You're welcome. I thought you had a question. I see. He was answering my question that yes, you had seen EverFi. All right, we will check the recording and we will re-record it also if it needs be.
Is there a limit to the number of students?
No, not that I'm aware of. You can, since it's web-based, as long as you can handle it, and it's free, there's no limit to the number of students that you put through any of the EverFi courses. And I really like that it's web-based. There's nothing that the students have to download. So it would also work, I take that back. I don't know how much of it's Flash. I haven't tried it on a Chromebook. But since it's web-based, they should be able to get to it. I don't know about the gaming part of it. I would have to try that. Preferred age range for Ignition was 6th through 8th grade is what they said. And I haven't been through all the module. If you would want to go maybe down to a 5th grade, I don't know.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you for attending, and we will post this recorded webinar to our website. I believe Molly was going to go out to our webpage and just show you where it is.
Nope, you still can't see that because I have to share my screen. Sorry.
We do record each one of the
Here it comes.
There we go.
You have to go to our website, www.esu8.org. And thank you, Terry. Here is Wednesday webinars. This red button, you just click on it, and there it goes. It takes you to the webinars that have already been presented, and they are recorded here. You can see the recorded ones just by clicking on them, and you can watch them at any time. And so they're always here. We have not archived any. Everything is still here, and we will leave them on this website probably till the start of next year when we start again, and then these will be archived somewhere. But right now you can access them right from that red button on the Wednesday webinars and watch them anytime you would like.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us, and we'll post this one up there too. So please share the information about EverFi and contact either Molly or me if you have any questions.
Once again, thank you for participating.